Hey, team. Let's talk about what it means to be neurozesty and have some challenges around prioritization. So, interestingly, I didn't wake up till 7:15 this morning, positively unheard of for me. Apparently, my body just prioritized sleep because I'm the person who's up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't even have to set an alarm, which might be why I wasn't up at 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning because the sunlight wakes me up. I'm very sort of sun driven. At any rate, that leads me to be thinking about difficulty prioritizing. And I'm actually working with a client now who is struggling with this. Right? She gets to work. I'm going to call her CP. She gets to work, and there are so many things she needs to be doing that she doesn't know where to start. Now, one issue is she tends to stay up a little bit too late, doesn't get enough sleep. Another issue is she's been challenged with her morning routine and kind of getting out the door and getting to work on time around 9. She has a very flexible job, so there's not that incentive of you're going to get doctor pay if you don't show up at 9 a.m. One of the things we're working together on is first we started with a morning routine so we can start to get her out the door. The second thing I did to work with her was to offer her a prioritization matrix, which is based on the Eisenhower matrix, which is that axis of urgent versus important. Neurozesty brains, we don't always like. First of all, neurozesty brains, everything for us is urgent. Everything for us is important. We have very all or nothing brains. We have a hard time differentiating between what's urgent, what's important, what we should do first. I created a prioritization matrix, which is more along the lines of something you really want to do and whether or not it's important, and then helps you determine whether or not you should delegate something out. So when I run the Google Calendar workshop next week, one of the bonuses is going to be this prioritization matrix. And I am going to talk about how you can use it to help you determine your priorities when you get, anywhere, work or home. Because what you do is you put them into quadrants and you just like brain dump all the information out. So she gets to work. She doesn't know what to start on first. Because she gets to work a little late, what's happening is she doesn't have a lot of quiet time at the beginning of the day. And by 11 a.m., there are lots of interruptions. It's just the nature of the work she's in that starting at about 11, there are a lot of interruptions. So one of the things I'm trying to help her do is move to getting to the office earlier, at least by 10, so that she has a solid hour of productive time where no one's bothering her, there are no interruptions. There's a retail aspect to her work. So people are coming in, clients, and she needs to be assisting them, which of course is an important part of her job. But she has other projects she needs to take care of. Another thing we're looking at is her energy management. Takes the ADHD meds in the morning, more focused. So if she could be doing more focused work earlier in the day, maybe more of the physical work could be done in the afternoon, because often physical work takes less brain power. If you're writing an article, that takes a lot of brain power. If you're taking packages to the post office for shipping, you want to use your brain power to make sure you get there safely in the car. But outside of that, there's a routine to it and a structure, and it's fairly easy. Writing an article doesn't necessarily have that kind of structure. And one of the areas people who are neurozesty deal with is needing structure and systems. We always want to be super creative and we want our freedom, but at the same time, what gives us freedom is those structure and systems. So what are the benefits? Wow, my light just totally changed in here. Woo! Was it like a cloud or something? That was wild. Anyway, how you know this is live is because I just mentioned, I know exactly what it was. There's a light coming from my computer, and my computer just shut down and it went dark. That was so funny. Okay, squirrel. Okay, having a distracted ADHD moment. Okay, so some of the benefits of prioritizing what you're going to do in a given day. Well, first of all, you get the most important thing done. Hopefully, you start with your most important thing, that whole eat that frog theory. I'm going to put a caveat for some ADHDers. It's better to start with something super easy to get you that quick win to then move on to the harder project. Don't spend your whole focused time just doing the easy tasks. That's just not going to be the greatest use of your brain power. And remember, we have that tank, right, that I talked about yesterday. When it's not full, it's harder and harder for us to focus in and use our brain power. So speaking of focus, one of the benefits is if you have a structured schedule, if you know what your priorities are, it helps you reduce your distractions, and it helps you maintain focus on the task at hand, whatever it is you're going to be working on. The second benefit is it's going to optimize your day. So think productivity, right? Productivity coach. Clear scheduling will help you prioritize your tasks, right? Ensuring that your most important work gets done in your high energy part of the day. Now, I'm talking about people who have high energy in the morning. I just want to put in here also that everybody's different. They have different biorhythms. This isn't necessarily ADHD or not ADHD. I have a dear friend whose ideal time for work is like 9, 10 o'clock at night. At 9, 10 o'clock at night, I am useless. I am sitting on a couch watching television. I am on fire at 6 a.m. She would look at me and be like, 6 a.m., leave me alone. And I get it. That's great. She's just on a different biorhythm routine than I am. That's easy peasy if you work for yourself. It's not always so easy if you work for someone else. So I just want to acknowledge sometimes you're stuck in the 9 to 5 vibe where you've got to be on fire like 9 to 5. Last thing is it reduces your stress. If you know what your priority is today, you know what to expect today, you can reduce anxiety and you can feel less overwhelmed. It's not a bad idea to write down your priorities ahead of time, whether that's Sunday night to plan the week. And if that feels like too much and not creative enough, then before you leave the office, leave your workspace, leave whatever you're doing at the end of the day, I always recommend these things. And I'm forgetting how many there are, so I'm not going to try to say that. I'm just going to say what they are. One is to write down the 3 things you want to accomplish today, tomorrow. 2 over. 1 is to write down the 3 things you accomplished today. Make sure you write down your wins, get excited, celebrate in whatever way you want to celebrate. Frankly, even just writing them down is a kind of celebration. If you keep those, then you have them and you can see your progress and how you're doing and get really excited about it, which is awesome. So like, let's say this is the end of my workday. It's not quite, but what would I say my 3 accomplishments were today? 1, this live video. 2, a really effective networking meeting that I went to. And 3, talk to one of the people who's going to be attending the Google Calendar workshop next week to make sure everything's set and she's good to go. And it was just lovely to talk to her and hear how excited she is about the workshop next week. So those are the 3 things. And I would say also, oh my gosh, my business manager and I sent out a bunch of private messages today to everybody who's in not everybody, but a lot of people who are in my free Facebook group, Productivity for ADHD, to personally invite them to this Google Calendar workshop because I don't know if you've noticed, there's not as many eyeballs seeing stuff on social media. And even with me doing these live videos every day, I'm amazed at how few people see what's going on in my timeline. So it's just the algorithm, I guess. It is brutal. And I can post 5 times a day in my group and I'm still not getting a lot of eyeballs. So we have resorted to, messaging folks and saying, would you be interested? We're not just spamming them saying, come to this workshop and being in your face. We're actually asking them permission. Would it be okay if we share this with you? Some people have said no, and I've said, thank you for letting me know. Okay. Please don't spam people. Don't go icky in the message box. I rarely send stuff via messenger. This is really because I know there are people in my Productivity for ADHD group who are going to be interested in taking a Google Calendar workshop, and they have not seen that I'm offering this, even though I've put it all over the place. There goes my lighting again. Okay. Let me put up the banner. So you know the link, bit.ly/GCal workshop. I'm holding this next Wednesday, September 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We are going to talk all things Google Calendar. It is an intent. I would allow an hour 15, an hour and a half. The first 5 minutes will just be an introduction to who I am. And we're going to go step by step. I'm going to literally show you how I've set up my Google Calendar. You will have a workbook that has got all the steps. That literally means that, God bless my business manager, she has written out step by step each thing, plus provided images so you can see them. She and I have made together a beautiful slide deck, which lays this all out as well. Last time when I ran one of these presentations, what happened was I just went right into my Google Calendar and showed everybody how to do what they were supposed to do. So literally in live time, you're seeing me do it. Hence workshop. You're actually going to be able to get things done. Lost my train of thought. So there'll be a workbook, there'll be slides. Yes, I know what it is. Last time what I did was I shared the slides after, and that way you can also see that. So you'll get, when you're done, a video of me actually doing the things. You'll get the slide presentation, which explains how all the things are done. Even though I definitely went rogue last time. I did not use the slide presentation till after. So I'm going to assure you, you'll get it after. It is no different than what I'm going to be showing in the video, except that you'll be able to see things in real time. So you won't have to keep hitting pause on the video to get things done. You'll be able to just follow along in the slideshow, which is great because the images are there and you'll have the directions in the workbook. So this is a really comprehensive workshop for $37, which is a steal and is the last time I'm going to be running a workshop this low. The next one is going to be $67. And it's going to be chock full, similar, great content. I'm going to have a Q&A immediately following the workshop. That's what I'm saying. Give yourself till about 12:15, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, because I am going to stay on and answer any questions people have. CJ, my business manager, but will be there. She'll be fielding questions. If she knows the answer to them, she'll just answer them right on the spot. If not, I'm going to be answering them during the Q&A. This is a phenomenal opportunity. It is what I call my new year. For me, for some reason, back to school, maybe because I raised a kid. Back to school feels like my new year. So if you want to start your new year, your back to school year off right with having a really good calendar system, this will be a workshop for you. I'm going to make one caveat. I'm teaching Google Calendar. So either you're going to want to be someone who's interested in Google Calendar and wants to set it up, or you're someone who's already using Google Calendar. I am not going to show another calendar system. I know this means that not as many people will attend the workshop, but I really want to make sure I get the right people in the workshop, and I don't want to falsely advertise this. This is a Google Calendar workshop. That's why this is called GCal Workshop, partly because that's shorter than typing out the whole Google Calendar workshop. So I hope I'll see you there Wednesday, September 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern, bit.ly/GCal Workshop. I will also put the registration link in the comments. I'm really looking forward to seeing you there. Again, the benefits, especially for Neurozesty Brain, is it's going to help you prioritize, which is one of the challenges we have when we have ADHD or another brain-based challenge. And we get the benefit of being more focused, optimizing our day, and reducing our stress. Who doesn't want all those things? Wouldn't you like to kickstart your new year, your back to school year, having a great tool in your back pocket that helps you be better at your work so you can get things done faster so that you have more free time to do whatever it is you like to do? For some of you, that's going to be more work. For some of you, that's going to be time with your family, your friends, or a hobby. So see you in the workshop next week, Wednesday, September 11th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Thanks, everybody.